Township Design Review Board, May 12th, 2010. We have 7 items on our agenda tonight, and we'll go through them in order. We'd ask that you speak at the microphone at the lectern. If you want to put things on the table that can be seen by the camera up above, just pull the microphone over if you're talking at the table. And we'd appreciate if folks would turn their cell phones off as well. So we're going to start with DRB-10-11. This is Florette Restaurant, continuation from last month, 175 King of Prussia Road in Radnor. And this is for one freestanding sign. Yeah, come on up. So why don't you just kind of describe to us what you're doing? I mean, we know because you came in right at the tail end after we'd already adjourned, but just for the
This is it, isn't it?
edification of folks at home and people in the audience.
Okay, it's a freestanding sign. It's lit from the inside, and there's push-through white acrylic letters, and it's pretty much the same size as the existing sign. I mean, the sign that was there before. And there's wrought iron above and below, which is used to, I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, I can see that.
Can you see it?
Yeah, you guys see it?
Barely, yeah.
It's
really
not
fine.
exactly where it's going to be. Sorry, that was really loud. But it is used to hold up the sign.
Okay.
It was there before when it was called the Pond.
Now you say white push-through letters. Are they white with yellow
Actually, it's very, very light yellow.
as an accent?
Yes.
Okay. And it's 13.3 square feet, I figure, more or less. The height from the bottom of the sign to the sidewalk?
Well, I was just going to stay within the limitation, but I wanted to eyeball it when they were putting it up. So I'm going to make sure it doesn't exceed the 15 feet.
What are we requiring, Matt? I'm sorry, is it 8 minimum?
It's a minimum, well,
15 feet.
for a pole sign, I'm not sure if we have a minimum.
Oh.
Awnings are 7 feet. But let me double check the pole.
Okay. I mean, obviously, we just don't want somebody bumping their head, but it looks like it's pretty high up there. And you said it is internally lit. Where does the electricity come from? Does it come through the pole?
Yes.
Okay. And I don't know if your sign person told you, but at night, the orange background has to be opaque? Did they tell
Yes.
you that? So it'll be orange during the day, but it will not glow
Correct.
at night? Okay.
At night, we're just going to see those white letters.
Yes.
Beckoning.
And there is no minimum height requirement.
Okay.
Well, safety would indicate, that you'd have to have it at least 7 feet clear.
Yeah, and also, the applicant shrunk the sign from the previous submission of it was 70 inches by 33 inches, now it's 58, which, as I discussed with the applicant earlier, this is going to protect the sign better from trucks that turn in there, that could jump that curb easily because of the curb cut.
Yep, that's a good idea.
So you're actually walking under the supporting structure?
Yes.
Is that how it is now?
Yes. Well, yes. We don't have this sign up yet. It's,
But is there a sign, there's a sign in that location?
there's a temporary sign, but actually today it's down. But yeah, when it was up there, you could walk underneath it. We're in the process of putting
Is there
a
any
new
other
sign
place
up.
that we've ever had a sign that you walk under on a public sidewalk, you walk under the sign?
Oh, probably on Luella Court. Right.
I'm drawing a blank, but I know there's places on East and West Lancaster Avenue that have pole signs. And I'm thinking one in particular, Scallywag, right next to Chili's up there.
Right.
That overhangs. It is a pole and you walk on either side of it, I believe. But
But the pole itself is on the inboard side of the sidewalk.
correct.
And this one here, it's 2 poles?
It's one pole.
It's one pole.
It's 1 pole, okay. So the visual that I have here that makes it look like there's a pole within a foot or so of the curb, I'm not reading that right?
No, that's in the
That's
background.
That's in the background?
This piece here?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Okay.
beyond.
okay,
Is this
good.
piece, is this
But
piece
that
on
is the
sign?
old
Are
sign.
there
No,
two
no, no,
poles
that's,
You have
that's down the
correct.
Okay, so
sidewalk.
it's extending off
It's a
this way.
cantilever.
All right, so the
Yeah,
pole
okay.
is away from the street side of the sidewalk. It's on the inboard side of the
Correct.
sidewalk. Okay,
Right.
And it meets code, it's 10 feet
Fine.
from the right-of-way.
okay, good.
Great.
Okay. Two-sided, obviously. Do we have any other comments you guys have?
Is there a number? Do you want a number? Did we talk about a number on there before?
No.
Like a street number? Don't we usually talk about that, just like for emergency or anything, if you said?
Well, we certainly do
there's-
on
But
buildings.
I don't know about-
It mu-
if there's a-
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
There's more than one thing back in the driveway, right?
there's something else to identify that,
Hi.
just the street address.
Lloyd Goodman owns the building.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's another sign just on the other side of the driveway that has the address number yay big.
Okay.
It's illuminated also.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks.
The sign behind.
Well,
The
on
Radnor
the
racket.
north side, I guess
Yeah.
you'd say.
Right, so we never asked for the number, it has to be on the sign, just to know that there's a number for the entrance, so,
Yeah.
you
Right.
know, should emergency
Right.
vehicle.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. All right, anybody else have comment? You want to make a motion?
Oh, which one is it? In the matter of DRB 1011 Floret Restaurant, I move that we accept the proposal as presented.
Is there a second?
I'd like to add minimum of 7-foot clear.
Oh,
fence.
that's good, good thinking.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thanks. Thanks for coming back. Okay, the second item on the agenda tonight is DRB-12, excuse me, -10-12, Clear Wireless at 800 East Lancaster Avenue, Villanova, for telecommunications antennae, plural. And this is, I think, on the Jake Nevins Field House. Are the Villanova representatives here? No. Okay, so we will,
Set that aside.
what's it?
Set it aside.
Yeah, we'll set number 2 aside, and if they come, we'll put them back in line. So we're,
I'm sorry, Jim, they called
Oh, they did?
last week, and this is tabled until June.
okay,
Thank you.
all right. Okay, so that'll be continued to the next meeting. So which brings us to number 3, which is DRB-10-13, Blooming Nails at 156 East Lancaster Avenue in Wayne for one wall sign. Good evening.
Good evening.
If you could just tell us who you are, and you're the,
I'm Greg Feld
Greg.
from KC Sign
right,
Company,
okay,
representing Blooming Nails and Spa tonight.
okay,
They've taken over Total Nutrition at this address, and there's an existing wall sign, Total Nutrition, that's still up there right now. I have a before and after there. And they just want to put a new panel over the old sign with their new name and logo. Same size as what's up there. They're just going to put a panel directly on top of that sign that's on the wall, not remove anything, just cover it up.
They're not going to have to remove the sign that's in place?
No, the sign that's in place is about a 2-inch thick wooden sign that's hinged onto the wall, and they want to just put a panel, I think it's an 1/8-inch aluminum panel right
Yeah.
on top of that.
so it'll just be glued, adhered?
It'll be bolted into the wood behind it, and then the heads of the bolts will be in the area, pardon me, in the area where the that border is on there, and they can be covered up with the gold so that you don't see the heads of the bolts.
You mean countersunk?
Yeah,
Filled?
they can be countersunk, and if need be, we can fill them. Usually we just have little patches that match the color, the border color or the background color, wherever the bolt would be.
Okay, we just don't want to see exposed bolt.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And
Height of the letters?
The height of the letters. From the baseline to the top of, say, the B is 10 inches.
Okay.
I never noticed that light. Is that light, did you say you're adding that lighting? Or is that lighting in place? Those-
Oh, no, yeah, that's there.
all
Guess I never noticed.
Okay. And the total square footage is what? 192.
Had that here somewhere.
Guess I just do my math on here.
I think it's about 40 square feet.
Is it? Okay,
Oh, yeah, 40, right.
okay. Okay, do you guys have any comments?
No, I like the colors.
Looks very straightforward.
I think it looks just pretty simple.
Okay. All right,
Sounds
if everybody's in lockstep, we'll have a motion then.
My turn. Move that DRB 10-13 for Blooming Nails at 156 East Lancaster be approved as submitted.
All in favor?
Aye.
Or, excuse me, second,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Okay, that brings us to Cole Wellness Spa at 101 North Wayne Avenue in Wayne for 2 wall signs. This is the corner of Lancaster Avenue and Wayne Avenue, north and south. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hi,
I
welcome.
apologize, I don't have the picture to put up there.
Oh, you don't?
No,
The ones that we have?
Do we have it?
You have it.
I mean, I think have it, so.
you have
Well,
everything.
you can
Here, why
borrow
don't you borrow
ours.
mine to put it
Yeah.
up there? Sure. You just use both. I looked at it, so. What do you need there?
Okay, so why don't you just explain what you're wanting to do?
This is the existing, right here. So the Cole Wellness on the window right here is going to be taken off, so it'll only have our web address and the information on the bottom. And this is just the sketch of the building that was needed. The sign, there'll be one on both, they'll both be centered on both sides of the wall, except for the section on North Wayne is just about twice as big as the section on Lancaster, so they'll both be centered.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm confused where they are. These are in the windows?
Oh, well, these ones are.
The decals are in the
But
windows right
that's
now.
coming off.
Here, the
Okay.
second she gave me this.
Yeah.
That's in the window right now.
The left-hand side's what's in the window. It's vinyl letters on the glass?
Correct. But
And you're
that,
just proposing to expand that?
well, that's being removed right there.
Okay.
I didn't want you to be confused by seeing that. What's going up is this. In the same portion, that used to be Cold Stone Creamery, so it's all the correct
So in the
sizing and
band, in the
everything.
signage band, on North Wayne and on Lancaster, it's going to say Cole Wellness Spa.
Correct. It'll be the same signs on both sides.
And how
same
tall are
size
those
letter.
letters?
What are they? Doesn't say right here. It's going to fit proportionally in there. I'm sorry.
Well,
it says-
proportionally
I know.
doesn't.
I
But
know.
I'm confused. There's nothing up there now?
No.
No, there's
Never was
nothing.
replaced,
Never
because
got the
didn't you come before us
replacement.
about the decals or something?
Correct.
We saw you
Oh,
back
but
when
you
it-
never did the,
because
oh, I'm
Correct.
They
sorry.
hadn't done the signage above.
And then we promised that we'd put the signs on top so we can take this down because
Right.
it was larger than,
Right,
You want
then,
Twenty
I
something.
yeah.
25?
think it was larger than
Overall, yeah.
20%, is that, what's our window coverage rule, 20%?
20, yeah.
They're pretty big windows.
Yeah.
But whatever the previous, we approved Cold Stone, right? Was that individual letters or was it?
They were
Cold-
individual letters, that's
Individual
what we're
letters.
doing. It's gonna be the PVC and it's gonna be clear behind it.
Yeah.
They're not gonna stand off.
Oh, okay.
And the lighting is in the building, it's not in the sign.
Yeah,
So
the
it's all
lighting runs in that
single.
channel. So it's not individual letters, it's really a piece of PVC, is that what you're saying, with the letters
No,
on?
they're all gonna be put on there
They're
individually.
individual PVC letters?
Oh, got it. I
okay.
thought you were saying it was there was a PVC
Okay,
background.
got it.
Okay. And do you think you think they're the same size as the Cold Stone letters?
I believe so. To my knowledge, that's what they said.
I don't know. This looks pretty big.
Those Cold Stone letters are like, I think they're like 16 inches tall.
Really?
Beyond that building.
Oh, do you? Okay, so that's probably bigger than what we.
Do you have good eyesight? I can't see how big this.
Well, this is saying the sign band is somewhere around 28 point, we can't
20
read it inches? Or 25?
25 to 26 inches is the open.
Was that what it says, 25 to 26?
It's like 14 or 16 inches tall. That was, I think that was Cold Stone's letters.
Right. 14 to 16. I think that says 25, 26 inch.
That's the band, so the
Yeah, so the
proportionally.
letters, yeah, if you want to start.
It's because of our font. It's kind of,
Yes, there's some letters that are.
yeah.
It's pretty fun, it's
So if
pretty.
that's 25 or 26.
And we don't know if that's measuring to the outside.
You're
or to
kind of
the-
2/3 of that, if I just eyeball it. Which, by the way, it'd be nice to have a
Well,
larger drawing next
What
time,
did
but
we
anyway.
say for the other businesses that are in that channel? I don't know if Sign Studio, did they,
Scott Trade,
Yeah.
has their signs.
are they in the channel also? They are,
also
right?
in the channel.
And do you know how big theirs are?
They're like 14 or 16 inches tall. They're not
Yeah.
small. But again, it's a similar situation where the big letter
Mhm.
is probably 14
Mhm.
or 16.
Right.
But really, the smaller ones are probably
Yeah.
And the reason it's so big is because like the P
Drops
comes
down.
down and the C is a little higher. And that's why it says 25 and that
Mm-hmm.
larger.
Right, so you have to fit it in. There's some big letters, the smaller.
Yeah, it's not going to be overlapping or anything. It stops.
Well, I
I
would-
believe the way we did it is like there's
Right.
5 inches on top and bottom,
Oh, 5 on top and bottom?
just as clearance, because we don't want it to engulf that area.
I would, we've had lots of applications over the years in downtown Wayne, particularly in that block, and I would say no larger than 14 inches. I mean, if you look at Great Harvest, for example, isn't that 14, as I recall, Matt, or 12, 14? And it sounds small, but the reality is it's really pretty large.
But if we had Scott trades were a certain size, I know they have.
Well,
overload
okay,
this,
that's-
you know.
yeah, you-
So maybe we're on that side, maybe we should be consistent with what's in that channel. It gets a
Well, then
little
I-
bit gobbled up in there too, and their sign's subtle against the gray.
Well, then I might say, personally, I would say 14 inches or no larger than Scott Trade.
Okay.
For
And
the
that's-
largest letter.
That's
For
for
the-
the largest letter.
Largest uppercase letter.
Not for the total height of the sign, for the
Right.
largest letter
The
in the sign.
largest
So
letter.
the P could be 14 down and the C could be 14 up.
Right.
So together, they're more than 14. but
Yeah,
It's
that-
like probably
That's
that S
28
is
right
probably
there,
your
yeah.
big letter.
Well, except they overlap each other,
Right,
obviously.
right, exactly.
I mean, I would be okay with that. And are they really gold, sort of?
It's copper. It's a
Okay.
copper color.
All right.
You do have the
It's on
exact
this- it
swatch
says,
there.
it
Some of the
says what
photocopies
they-
weren't true.
We have a swatch?
Yeah, you do.
Well, we got
don't have a
his-
swatch, but we know the color here. It's
Well, it got-
it's
probably got
described
some
here as
information.
old copper.
So they're
Sounds-
vinyl letters?
PVC.
No, they're
They're
PVC.
PVC, and
Mm-hmm.
so how thick are they?
I want to say they were like 2 inches thick, 3 inches thick.
So they have some volume.
They have some,
stick
it's going to
off of the-
stand off, but it's going to be flush against the wall. Yeah.
And the background that's there now looks like it needs a little repair, touch up.
It was all
Right.
repaired.
It-
We got
it
a
was.
fresh coat of paint.
Oh, okay.
It is?
Wait, what
Was
I
done
missed
recently
something.
then?
It was,
Okay.
Oh, she
within a
says it
month.
has been done now.
It was done?
Which
Yeah.
color is it?
Darn, I
Which
missed that
magic
conversation just
Oh,
now.
that one, okay.
We said
Yeah,
clean
it's
up,
all
we
cleaned
said
up.
done.
Looks
Great.
beautiful.
So
Did
it's
you
a
have to
darker.
repaint
okay.
that?
They did have to repaint it. I mean, the cold stone letters were just a mess that were on there.
Yeah.
It needed a little TLC.
Oh, good.
Okay.
And then what do you propose for the windows? You're taking.
Nothing. We're just going
Same.
to take down this Cole Wellness Spa on the top portion of it.
So
The
that's coming
website will
off.
stay, and so
And the
will-
rest will be 20% or less?
Oh,
whatever's left.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
None of it's changing.
Okay.
Well, I'm thinking Michael better make this motion.
I make a motion that DRB 10-14 for Cole Wellness at 101 North Wayne Avenue, which also has frontage on East Lancaster Avenue, be approved as submitted with the caveat that the tallest letter be no greater than 14 inches?
I'd say 14 inches or
Or
no larger than.
no
Scott
larger
Trade's
than
lot.
Scott Trade's largest
Okay.
letter, whichever is the smaller of those.
Okay.
Okay.
Equal or lesser?
Equal or lesser.
Gotcha.
All right. Do we have a second?
I second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, good. Good luck.
Thanks.
Thanks. Okay, which brings us to DRB-10-15, Home Properties of Bryn Mawr, 200 David Drive in Bryn Mawr for one ground sign. Welcome.
Hi.
Aye.
Let's see.
Can you just tell us, introduce yourself and tell us what?
Yes, my name is Mike DiCiaccio. I'm the construction manager for Home Properties, and I handle the capital improvements for the region, and one of them being the sign here at Home Properties of Bryn Mawr.
Okay.
What we're proposing to do is replace the existing sign that's there, and you have the photos. You can see the existing photo here, the facing, and then this one here, we're proposing to actually move the new sign about 3 feet back toward the building, just because it's a flatter area than that slope. We're going to go with, 3 foot deep footers, block walls, 3,500 PSI concrete.
Okay.
The sign itself is just going to be black and tan. I believe you have the color rendering there. There is no existing lighting or landscaping so we're not going to do that with the new. We just want to move it back a little bit with the new design, so
Right.
it's a little bit more visible
Okay,
from the street.
okay. Well, it looks nice. So it's 6 by 3 by 6 roughly, the sign portion?
Yes.
So 18 square feet, that looks fine. I'm sure the letters are well under any maximum, right? Can't be more than 8 inches.
I'm curious why you selected stone as opposed to brick, since you have a brick
Well,
fence and a brick building.
they wanted it to stand out, and we've kind of been doing this with some of our other properties in Conshohocken and Norristown. We've gone with this, and the company kind of wants to stay with the standard with what they're doing.
Do we know what kind of stone?
It's just like we'll call it the peel and stick stone. I don't have the exact name of it on the proposal from the contractor.
Is
I
this the
can get
color,
that to
is
you.
this the color range that's
Yeah,
gonna be, or is it gonna be different, like
Yeah, it's actually, there aren't any dark brown, it's more of a neutral.
more
It's-
sandy?
y-
everything
Yeah,
like-
exactly.
So it's sort of beiges and,
Correct.
Warm
Yeah,
colors.
lighter earth tones.
okay.
Wow.
And then the top of the stone walls, what's that made out of?
The top of the stone wall is just gonna be, there's stone caps that'll be
It's a cast
cemented.
stone cap.
Correct.
Cast stone, okay.
Mhm.
All right.
The cap for the sign and everything is all done by the sign contractor, so that's just wood with the urethane sign itself.
Okay.
And what color is that piece?
That will be, you have the color on there, I believe it's, the
white on
the
what
cap
we
on
got.
there is white. The sign itself is black and tan, and they'll have a white cap on the top.
And home properties is white also.
Is it white or is it tan?
The,
It's
the
tan on
the
black.
writing is tan. Yeah, the lettering is gonna be tan, and that's just engraved in the urethane sign itself.
Can the band across the top be tan then?
Absolutely, yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah,
kinda- don't you look
absolutely.
more consistent?
Absolutely it can, yeah. As a matter of fact, the regional vice president will probably,
Say,
yeah, would rather. I'm sure she'd much rather have that. That is from just the rendering that the sign contractor did.
Yeah.
Again, the stone isn't 100% representative of the colors, but
well,
it's
it's hard
that
with the
style.
software to get everything you want, and
It is.
so we asked all those questions.
Okay.
Well, it looks good to me. You're only doing one sign.
That's it, just the one.
Board, I have a couple questions here. Number one, is there gonna be can we put a street number or street address
Ah,
Oh,
for emergency purposes?
I can't believe I didn't ask that.
Yeah, we can.
actually, you're on 2 streets. Which street would you put?
Unless you
The-
have
the
an
addre- yeah,
indicator.
With the address, I believe is, if you go down Glenbrook, that's Charles Drive there, the actual address for the property is, I believe they call it, it's listed as Charles Drive.
Well, the application says David.
And not David
Oh,
Drive?
I'm sorry,
The
David Drive.
property
But in
address
the
says
plan,
105
it does say
Charles
Charles.
Drive on the application, right?
Yeah, on.
105?
It is
Oh,
105
where
Charles
did I see
Drive.
David? Somewhere I saw, I'm losing my mind. On our agenda, it says David. Okay, somebody
Okay, that's
Well, the
fine.
application was submitted as.
switched Charles to David.
Let me see.
Well,
here.
you submitted a site plan that has a Glenbrook Avenue and a Charles Drive and an unknown on the right-hand
That's
side.
county line, I think, isn't it?
The county line, yes, county line is up there on there, and Charles Drive, if you go down Glenbrook and make a left on Charles Drive, the leasing center's right down there, and there is another existing sign there that, again,
Where's the sign
identifies.
going on the site plan?
It's so small in reference to the
Right.
property.
Can you just show me?
Yeah.
Here it is, here, right here.
Absolutely, it's over up here.
It's over here.
Yeah, this little sign,
That's it.
that's it, right there.
Aha. I should have seen that. Okay.
And, you know, it was so small, I wanted to do
Is it
with
here
scales.
where it says existing?
Yeah, I did one where
Just up
it's
from
the
the
existing, and then the new one's gonna be, let's say,
Just
20 feet, just straight
A little
back.
bit back here, like this or something. or
Correct.
Whatever, that's, I don't know the scales.
So
But-
the sign isn't near Charles Drive, though?
This sign isn't, we actually have a sign here, there's actually another sign at Roberts and Conestoga Road, and then they have another one identifying it up here at Glenbrook and Charles, and then another one that says
Is there,
leasing
is there a
center.
primary entrance here? Like, you say you were an emergency vehicle, where would you be entering?
If somebody called, they would say, home properties of Bryn Mawr, 105 Charles Drive, building
Okay.
200D, and then they would come down here,
Okay.
the leasing office is down here, and then they'd be directed to which parking lot
So where's the
actually-
105 sign? Is that on this area you're saying?
Here is the identifying sign
Okay.
for the leasing center there. I'm not 100% sure if it has an address identified on it, but I can always have that altered to go on this sign. if
Well, we
that's-
don't want to confuse people by
Yeah.
putting the address on a sign that's not
Which is why-
taking them where
which
they
is why
want to
we
go.
didn't do that. We wanted to identify this. More or less, just replace the existing as a property identification. We weren't
That-
looking
that's
as
fine.
an
This
address
is like
sign.
your address sign.
As long as there
Correct.
hasn't been any issues in the past with
No, no,
emergency
absolutely
vehicles
not.
getting there.
No.
Okay.
Because
We
the
haven't-
Charles Drive curb cut leads to more buildings. This curb cut by this sign only leads to one little parking lot for
The
one
one,
building.
we call it the 100 lot, because it's for the 100
Mm-hmm.
group of buildings. Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm fine with that. One more point. I noticed on the old sign, it was probably put on there later on, but I noticed that there's a web address, okay? homeproperties.com. Is it your intention maybe to add this later on, or do you want to do that now?
No, the
or-
company actually, they changed their marketing and they decided to not put the website on there,
Okay.
on the signs.
Just
So they
please
didn't-
remember that if there's any alteration, just to come back
Absolutely.
in, we'll talk about it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Cool.
Anything else?
All right, no, not from me.
Okay.
You have anything else? I
Okay.
don't think we made any changes, did we?
10.
10th
Oh,
top.
10.
10th top.
Yeah. See, I was going to make the motion, but I might have to defer to Michael.
Go ahead.
No, you're.
All right, all
It's your
right. In the
turn.
case of DRB 1015, Home Properties of Bryn Mawr, 105 Charles Drive, I move that we accept the proposal as submitted with the exception that the cap piece be changed to tan to match the rest of the sign.
Okay,
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, that brings us to DRB-10-16, the blind gallery at 105 Waynewood Avenue in Wayne for one wall sign. Welcome.
Projected sign.
Projected sign.
I don't have a big.
All right, yeah, I listed it as wall sign, but it is
Oh.
it's a projecting sign. That's new to our vocabulary here.
Ooh.
Do we have new words, new?
That is now permitted in the Wayne Business Overlay District.
Can you define a projected sign?
Define it?
I mean, you don't have to give it chapter and verse, but
Yeah, it's defined in, it's just perpendicular to the wall surface.
mounted on the wall.
Mounted on the wall,
Okay.
similar to what was approved earlier this year with Teresa's.
Okay.
Well,
Teresa's
what do we
next door.
call that when it's in the Teresa's neighborhood? That's not called a projected sign there?
It's the same
Well-
zoning district,
Okay.
still
It
allowed.
used to be on Luella Court that we didn't allow those. We allowed perpendicular pole signs, so
Okay.
at some point
They
it
were putting
evolved
poles
and
next
people
to-
put poles on the building.
Right.
And it-
To get around
and
that.
the code has finally caught up with that, so, okay. All right, so welcome, and just tell us what you're interested in doing.
Sure, I'm Stacy Ballard from Eda Enterprises, and we own the property that we're talking about. Located in your packet are some pictures of the front of the tax parcel, which houses New Century Bank and Paula's Gumdrops and Sprinkles. And behind that building in the parking lot is another structure that is located facing the side entrance, what was Takei and the Wayne Hotel. And that is now occupied by the Blind Gallery. And they would like to get a 2x2 projecting directional sign that just has a whitewood sign with their name in black letters and with an arrow, so that when people are looking for it, not everybody knows that's Waynewood Avenue. It may just catch somebody's eye that they can turn there and then go to their showroom.
So you're just going to do that one sign right there above
That's it.
New Century?
And you're thinking that this will be mounted on the corner of the tower?
Yes. And we did not put it right on the outside corner, just because we didn't want to kind of change that corner facade with the clocks. So we put it on the inside corner.
What do you mean the inside corner, like inside here?
Yes.
Okay, so it's going to,
To the right of the clock
Okay.
that is facing Lancaster Avenue.
Did you consider putting a sign in I'll use the word panel, under the clock?
We could do that too. I mean, we can certainly drop that down, and I'm just trying not to block the New Century Bank sign either.
Yeah.
Yeah, what would come to my mind at least is putting it on the Lancaster Avenue sign, putting a sign that said gallery, maybe having an arrow that's like boom, boom, like around the corner.
Oh, you're saying not perpendicular?
Not perpendicular,
perpendicular,
yeah,
but-
because, I mean, the tower is a form that
It's a nice feature.
gives that building character, and sticking a blade sign off of the side of a tower is not exactly architecturally.
So you're thinking right here.
I'm thinking if
on-
you did one like that, I'll just sketch it here, just so that everybody understands what I'm trying to say. And it says gallery.
If you're saying that you would actually be then parallel to Lancaster Avenue, so that it would be perpendicular on the Waynewood Avenue side, the only problem that does is defeats anyone coming in the opposite
Well,
direction.
actually, my thought was maybe you do one under both,
On both sides.
so there's one there and there's one
That's an interesting.
there.
Oh, yeah, you could center it
Oh,
under the
okay.
clock.
Not
Right on the,
perpendicular.
On the Waynewood side, under the clock, and on the.
So it would be part of the tower architecture, under the clock.
I don't know how New Century Bank's gonna feel about having that on their tower. I was trying to keep
Oh, is
it
that-
as small and
Okay.
subtle as possible. So having it, I mean, I don't mind even making it, a 2 by like 18 or even 14 or something. It doesn't need to be big. I just need to be big enough that someone would see it and be able to get around the corner to it. So I wasn't trying to make it part of the tower.
What if it was at this coming out here, instead of here, if it was sticking out, here?
That's tricky, because right now, the arrow literally is pointing, it is pointing that direction, it's also pointing to the interior of the bank.
It
Because
is.
it's in,
I understand.
And it's part of the tower, because it's hanging on the side of the tower.
Sure.
boy, that's a tough one. That is a tough one.
So, but the bank, obviously, you've talked to the bank about it, they don't have a problem with the blade sign.
No.
What would they have to do to put a pole out in the sidewalk?
Whoa.
Jeez.
We'll have to call PennDOT probably.
It'd have to be 10 feet from the curb.
Yeah, I don't think
There is no 10 feet from the curb.
there is no turn right from the curb.
Well, now I'm starting to like the blade sign better.
Yeah,
The more I look at it, I think, so what are the supports for that? What were you picturing?
It's similar to what you see on Luella Court on the side of the Beans Beauty Supply. Has a real decorative, pretty, but very basic black. Looks like a twisty wrought iron metal.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Is it on
I-
there?
I-
Oh, yeah.
my knee-jerk reaction was the same as yours, but
I don't know that it accomplishes
I know,
anything, this sign.
I'm kind of
Oh, this-
warming to it.
That's it right there. But you didn't give us a blow.
So the sign just says.
Sorry, I didn't. It really is just a white sign that says the blind gallery with an arrow.
It
And
doesn't
was-
say,
It doesn't say
in
the address,
rear
it doesn't
or
say nothing. We wanted to
And
keep
it's-
it as simple and
It's
simple.
the same typeface that you have on the awning.
Exactly, simple as possible, and that's why, we had proposed a 2x2, and we could certainly scale that down if you wanted it to be more rectangular, to kind of go in that direction, it would work fine.
Oh, no, maybe rectangular wouldn't be as
As
competing
severe.
with that tower in the same way, Maybe, what if it was rectangular and it was below the clock? Is that too busy with the New Century Bank? It's still a little bit higher than New Century Bank. Above that door, that part of the siding there. I don't know what that width is.
I don't know, for some reason, my eye says it's better up there. I
Up
mean,
higher? Just
I know what you're trying to do, but I mean,
block,
just,
too, yeah. Let me see what you got.
well, the lower you go, now I'm really pointing at the bank.
Yeah,
Whereas if I'm on the tower,
right.
I
On
don't
the
know.
tower, it looks like you have to go around the corner.
but
I wonder how many people are gonna walk into the bank thinking there's a gallery in there.
I know, that does
My
happen.
God.
But I do really want them to have visibility, you know, from the street, because how are you gonna know it's there?
Right.
All right.
So,
And like I said, if rectangular is more preferable, I mean, a 2 by 14-inch sign certainly can still accommodate. It truly is just a directional sign. It's not
I would
phone
put-
You know-
number,
you know where the sign really
advertising,
belongs?
anything like that.
where are you sure?
Where?
Here, with an arrow back in.
But they
Oh,
probably, they
right.
want somebody on Lancaster to see.
Yeah, well, they want it on Lancaster, but their property is on Waynewood
Right.
Avenue.
But it is all the same tax parcel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have no problem with it, 14 by,
Well, you know,
24.
I'm not gonna object to it, I just think you're gonna end up taking it down because the bank is gonna say, why, I'm sick of people walking into the front door asking where the gallery is. But,
what do you think?
You know what, I think that they should have a sign, and I'm thinking the 14 by 2, and, yeah, now, do you think, this is the best spot to have it off this part of
Yeah.
the tower, but I'm guessing that if you had it here, it would indicate more to go up Waynewood.
If you had it where?
If you had it on this side of the tower,
Yeah, but I
directionally, but
I
think
can see how
aesthetically
Century.
I just
it's
think
better.
I think that totally breaks up the whole
Right.
look of that corner. I just,
Yeah, you know what, I think it will look, once it's in place, I think it will look fine.
And frankly, I wouldn't mind if if it's allowable, it may be 14 is too small, but 18 by 24, whatever, blind gallery, and then at the bottom in 2-inch letters or 1.5-inch letters, 105 Waynewood. So if I'm walking up the sidewalk, at least I know what it's referring to.
okay,
Or around corner.
Or in
what-
in rear, or.
yeah, I think.
In rear.
Okay.
If it's set around corner and
Yeah.
rear, then you're gonna
We can-
avoid a lot of
we can certainly do that and make it
very
real
small.
small.
but
That's
That's
fine.
fine.
Okay,
I like that idea too.
all right,
So either put the address or put around the corner,
sure,
something.
Thank goodness I do the home properties.
okay,
Because then I don't have-
all right. So,
If you get my
do
drift.
we have a motion then?
Oh, I'm sorry, one more thing I didn't
Yeah.
indicate on here, that they also have a new awning, correct? For
Yes, I was
blind
wondering.
gallery?
Did we approve that, or did that?
No, but that's-
That I don't know.
That was indicated on the application that I didn't put on the agenda.
I didn't know if they had gotten had come before the board for the awning or not. All
No,
they
but-
did was, they replaced the existing awning. They didn't change any of the,
Oh, it's already installed?
It's in.
Where is
That's
it?
fine.
yeah, I mean,
Is this
they,
the-
they basically took the old easy to see.
Oh, the blind.
And they took their red, white, and blue off, and they put their awning right over
I
it.
thought it was a similar business, because easy to see, I'm like,
It's kind of funny, in a not so funny way.
no, I know, but I was kind of confused. Yeah. So do we need to do anything about the awning?
I believe the easy to see awning had been approved, and that was just refacing
Well,
it.
but in reality, they should have come too.
It's not part of the application, there's no
Right.
dimension, there's no.
Did we put that, we did put that on there, though, I thought.
It's in the application, I didn't mention
Yeah,
it.
one awning, refaced existing awning, it's on the application, so.
But we don't know, I can look at it immediately and tell you the B on blind is much higher than 8 inches.
It's not the normal.
On the other
awning.
hand, you could maybe stretch it and say it's a wall sign, I don't know.
It's one of those curvy
I know,
things with a
I know,
giant.
I know. They don't have a wall sign per se.
Right.
It could also be one of those things where if you're not visible from Lancaster and we don't see you in the general business area, that we've allowed for higher letters, I think.
But I think the intent of the 8 inches on the awning sign is that was in addition to an allowable wall sign. So you didn't want.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so you didn't
You didn't
double
want a
up.
big
Mhm.
wall sign and a big
Right.
awning. I don't have a problem with it.
Is
Any-
it, is the
It's
grand
set up.
opening, that's a temporary?
It's a temporary little banner. I think that it may even be down now.
I don't have a problem.
I don't have a problem with that either.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion.
I'll make a motion that DRB 10-16 for the blind gallery at 105 Waynewood Avenue be approved as submitted with the addition of either the words toward the rear, around the corner, or an address
Okay.
being placed on the sign.
What signs did we say it was gonna be?
Maybe
2
18 by
2 by
24 -ish.
14 or 2 by 18? Maybe you
What
need
size
18.
did you say you wanted your sign to be?
Well,
You-
originally she
you
has
can
it
say-
24 by 24.
We said a
she
square
said she's
24 by
willing.
24, but, I mean, I'm fine with
She's willing
making it
to.
no bigger than 18 inches. It may end up being smaller because it may just not work right. So,
Not to be no larger than 24 by 24 and preferably,
24 by 18.
well, when you get writing your
Okay.
address and everything on it, but preferably 24 by 18.
Okay.
Okay, is there a
Okay.
second?
I say.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. Thank you
Okay,
very much.
thank you. All right. Okay, which brings to the last item on the agenda tonight, OD. I didn't know we had an abbreviation for outdoor dining. OD-10-01 Matador at 110 North Wayne Avenue in Wayne, and welcome back.
How's it going? If one more person asks.
I know, right?
My office is across the street. Have you heard anything?
Long process.
No, I keep looking at myself. Is it-
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff wrong with that building and inside, so as soon as you fix something, there's something else to fix, so.
Chasing the tail.
Yeah, it wasn't very kept up in good shape, so.
So what are you thinking? You have a, Just
Hopefully
like
6
my
weeks,
people.
hopefully right after Father's Day, end of June, maybe. Yeah, those last 2 weeks of June, hopefully sometime in there. First soft open and then, yeah.
Good.
that'd be exciting.
Yep.
So are we, so are we.
Good. Okay, so why don't you tell us what you all are proposing? I mean, we have
Proposing-
your drawing. Do you,
I didn't, no, I sent it in. think
well, I
guys-
tell you what, why don't you take mine and,
Sure.
or do you have extra? Put it on the,
yeah.
okay, thanks.
Thanks, Matt.
Okay, so it looks like you're proposing 8 outdoor tables, 16 chairs. So it's basically 8 two-tops in restaurant lingo, I suppose.
Yeah, 8 deuce.
2 tables deep, deuce,
Yeah.
right? 2 tables deep, 4 either side of the door. And projecting with no more large, it looks like 5 feet, 7-foot pedestrian corridor. Matt, what's the minimum pedestrian corridor?
I'm sorry, Jim?
What's the minimum pedestrian corridor?
Oh, it's, needs to be 48 inches of clearance.
Okay, so you're well within that. And then why don't you just tell us about your furniture, I guess?
It's powder coated wrought iron, black, 4 legs. It's a wrought iron weave too. That's not, it's all wrought iron. It's not any kind
Right.
of plastic on there at all.
Yep,
The table's all wrought iron.
okay,
Tabletop is all wrought iron.
gotcha,
No umbrellas?
No umbrellas.
okay.
Enough going on there.
Yeah,
With all the building and all.
Okay.
umbrellas just get in the way. So they blow over.
I think it looks good. Now, we've come up with this before, it doesn't look like Christopher's has that problem, but you have a bulkhead door there? You're gonna be able to fit the furniture so it doesn't tip or, I mean, it's, usually they're a little bit higher.
The storm door, the Philco
Oh,
door?
okay, yeah.
You'll be able to put, I mean, I know that it's
flush?
not gonna fall in, but in terms of leveling the
Oh,
tables?
no, that'd be fine, yeah. I actually, at 110, it's actually the flattest piece of sidewalk there, along the
Okay.
whole strip, actually. So we're in pretty good shape.
All right.
And then the Board of Health mentions the location of the trash receptacles and how we're gonna address. Their concern is that there should be some buffer between the dining area and the trash receptacles. And we have that alley that was 12 feet wide.
Mhm.
So there's plant,
The trash is set back behind, I think, 2 planters now.
yeah.
It's the way
and,
it has been.
What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Larry Taltone, our health officer, reviewed this, and if I point to the, if you can see this, I know it's white, and it's pretty stark, but behind this area here is where the dumpsters are. And we certainly don't want to enclose those completely because of
Yeah.
the wear and tear, the constant wear and tear. Well, there's a planter right in front of there now, okay?
Yeah.
That, it's in okay shape, but it accumulates a lot of cigarette butts and trash. And the thought was from Larry is to get some type of barrier or some type of shield, if you will, that could block that.
Perpendicular.
Perpendicular to the building that could shield that dumpster.
How do those dumpsters get emptied? Because I know, doesn't the truck have to back in there?
They wheel it out, actually.
Oh, they wheel it out, oh.
They
okay.
wheel it out and
Yeah.
then straighten it out, and then the trash truck backs in to that alleyway right there. Okay, does that
But
make
let me
sense?
get this straight.
Pull
If
it
there's
out.
there's a screen to screen the dumpsters, which would be a mobile screen presumably.
Right. Yeah, it's great. It's more of a screening, a better screening than a plant container.
Oh, he's saying remove the
Remove the
planters.
plant and put in some type of better screening there, because the table, if you look at it, it's almost gonna reach that, the end of the building, even on this illustration, but we've been out there and walked the site. The tables could potentially reach the end of that corner there, and then you have the dumpster right there.
Right there.
And in the middle of the afternoon, when it's hot,
Yeah.
beside, I mean, then you have insects and things like that, so. and
Did you inherit the planters? Or were they,
Yes, they've been there.
are they, they,
They've been there for the longest.
They're big, but they're usually full of, not your, this is not any reflection on you, but they accumulate a lot of trash because people just go by and put their trash in
Could
there.
I maintain them?
Pardon me?
Could I just maintain them?
Well, I was wondering about that.
How do they get around those with the trucks?
They don't. They
That's what I'm saying,
wheel it
they
out
wheel the
around it.
dumpsters out.
Around
They're not
them.
that,
4 or 5 feet together, but with it, so they have to pull the dumpster all the way across the alley, then out, then tuck it back behind the planters.
So how far do the planters go outside the face of the building?
About 5 feet.
About, wow, they're pretty big, huh?
Yeah, big planters.
those planters are big too, so, did you say the
They're like
planters?
this big,
The
planters.
planters are this big.
2.5
I'm
feet
sure you
across.
walk
They're
by them.
large.
'Cause they-
Well, I mean, my suggestion would be, keep the planters, police the planters. Planters are beautiful, you know, it's nice to see some flowers or whatever. If you find that the view back there isn't good, I mean, I'm sure you don't want your patrons sitting there looking at a dumpster any more than anybody else does.
No, we don't.
You could
There's-
put
We have
you could put a
other,
fixed piece of fence behind the
we have some
planter
other
attached
ideas
to
we
it.
want to do with the dumpsters that we
Yeah.
had to approach Ida and our landlord and BHS for the movie theater with, but we haven't done yet, but that would be in the future, you know,
Yeah.
once we open to organize that a little better, because I think it looks like crap. but-
Yeah,
Are-
I think
is
if you
your-
make, you go ahead.
Is your plan for these tables to be bussed, or is it just you
Absolutely.
get something inside and take it outside, or how does that work?
Oh, no, there'll be servers out there.
They're served,
Busters
okay.
out there, yeah, absolutely.
So all the trash and all that's handled by the service people?
Yeah, right away, yeah.
yeah, I would say if the planters, and I
The
can't
trash will be
picture them,
taken
I
from the
should-
table back inside the restaurant.
If they're,
one of them, Jim, on the photo.
oh, you can't?
They have like junipers in them, I think, you know.
They have pine trees in them.
Yeah. Anyway.
Pine trees and then flowers around the bottom of the pine tree.
Okay.
See, I have a planter too at my building. I think if you maintain those, it's gonna be much prettier for your clientele than.
If he maintains them, okay,
Push it closer to the dumpster to shield it better. That's fine.
Yeah.
okay,
I'd rather see that than.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right, so, I mean, we don't have to tell you, you want them to look good, so, all right, I think we're okay with that.
I'm good.
Okay. All right, do we have a motion then?
Sure, if I have this correct, indicate in, regarding OD 1001 Matador at 110 North Wayne Avenue in Wayne. I move that we accept the outdoor dining proposal as presented. And I don't think I really need to address the planters. You're gonna
Absolutely.
make it look good.
It's no brainer.
So that's my motion. Did I get it?
Second?
Great.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thanks,
Great,
good
thank you very
luck.
much.
Yeah. Okay, do we have any more business before the board?
We got a epistle, right?
I didn't get that.
May 4th letter, dear appointed Radnor Township Board
This
Chairs
is
and
about the
Vice Chair.
zoning, okay, I did get that.
Okay. We've been asked to review the current text of the code and make any suggestions for its clarification.
Not our
improvement.
code, the zoning code. This is just kind of a courtesy letter from Steve
Well,
Palatoni.
isn't ours part of the zoning code?
Oh, I see what you're
It-
saying.
it
Yeah,
is.
Okay, duh.
And the,
So everybody, all the different departments.
So I think
boards
what
got
we
this,
need to
right?
do is decide, how do we want to do this?
Right,
Because from time to time, we've said, gee, that should be different,
Yep,
this
yep,
should be
yep, yep,
different. Are we allowed to have a non-public meeting?
sure, if you want to have it during, if you want to come to the township building.
there's no sunshine law
And-
problem if
and
we want
meet
to
as
have a
a-
meeting together?
Can
Yeah.
meet as a board and discuss, and Harb has done it. We can talk about concerns, we can circulate an email, okay? Then it'll become, part of the public process is when, if any results or
Yeah.
if any changes come forward, then we'll present it to the implementation committee, whereupon then the public meeting will be held and talk about these, any changes
Okay.
that you wish to.
Do you know what the agenda is timing-wise?
No, I mean, obviously they want to, it's a big initiative.
Yeah, it
It's,
sounds like a-
it's a lot, all the boards.
Right.
You know, Planning Commission, the EAC. Now zoning is your particular realm. Planning Commission will be looking at the subdivision and land development ordinance. It's just about the initiative of this is just, it's about updating the code, modernizing it. okay?
Right.
We
And
know
when
that.
last was that done?
Well, the sign code was last, outside of the Wayne Business Overlay District, okay, which was put in the overlay district with its own distinct regulations. The sign code actually is 20 years
20
old
years.
now.
But if we put out some dates, I mean, I can send out an email to everybody. We put out some dates for 2 weeks from now, or week, next week, or
You
probably
can
the week
also
after.
circulate email if you want. I know that can get confusing. That's the one problem with if you.
I think we ought to
It's
meet.
better to get together.
Oh, no, let's meet, I'd rather meet.
I
Doing
think
it by
we'd probably
email
do
is just,
maybe 3 or 4 different meetings and go section by section and just, light off.
Yeah.
'Cause it sounds to me like
Right.
this is gonna take at least through the end of the year, right?
It's like I said, it's a big initiative.
Yeah.
But again, it depends on how much you want to change and how much you want to, new language in here.
Right. Well, I think the good thing about this happening, because we've talked about this before,
yeah.
but we didn't kind of, I mean, because I know Tony has some ideas he wanted to do, and we've talked about the web address business and all that. It'd be nice if we could just, after our meetings, write a memo, here's our recommendations, and say, okay, Mr. Solicitor or some lawyer, figure out how to make it, into the code.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's what it'll come down to.
Yeah.
You make the recommendations, and then my job will be to insert the language where appropriate as a draft.
Okay.
And then circulate that to the implementation committee and ultimately then the plan. Because here, the process is, it goes to the Board of Commissioners for an introduction, then it goes to the Planning Commission.
Okay.
For a discussion, okay?
Okay.
And then it goes back to the board for a public hearing. That's what happens when you do a zoning
Right.
text amendment. Okay, so it's a long process.
How does the public find out about the actual wording of the proposed changes? Is it online, or is it, you have to attend that public meeting?
It will be both. We'll have the draft on there, and any language deleted will be in brackets, and any new language inserted will be underlined and bold, in any color. And so it's clearly, so it's easy to read, depending on the amendments. Now, some can get complicated.
Okay.
Well, one way to do it would be to say for the next however long it takes, either right an hour before this meeting or for the hour after this meeting.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
We're all here, we might as well
Sounds like a
just
good idea.
continue and do it. And if it wants to be a public thing, then it's recorded
That's fine.
and that way we can do it at a pace and we can just say, we've done enough tonight, let's adjourn and.
And then we'll just, obviously, so we don't have a lot of dead air, we'll just make sure that we're prepared then to discuss what you believe.
But if we wouldn't have to do it in the public anyway, well, let's just adjourn the meeting, turn off our mics,
That's fine as well.
And talk.
let Jim go.
And we'll be here and
Yeah.
just, start at the beginning and go through the thing and.
Okay.
I would be in favor of doing it, I believe, after our meeting.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
but before is a push.
Yeah,
Um,
getting here is a problem.
Yeah.
as you
All
can
right,
see.
so I'll send an email to everybody saying, because I think you and I were probably the only ones that got this letter.
Yes.
'Cause it's-
I got that letter.
Did you get it too?
I got it, and Joe got it, my husband got it for the Park Rec.
Okay, so everybody on the committee
So I
got it.
think
Okay.
maybe everybody got it.
Okay, now what the
Um,
heck did I do with mine? I hope it's in my mailbox.
Here, you can have mine.
You sure? Or maybe
I think
cover
the
it.
important thing is to set up some kind of
Okay.
a system so we
Yeah.
can start to
And
attack.
then you'll.
Yeah, and I think that's a good
You
idea.
might say, okay, we're gonna look at this, the first meeting, we'll
Right.
look at these pages. or
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, we'll just start in the beginning and go through it, right?
All right. And maybe what we should do too is have people think about, before coming next time, think about things that they would like,
Yeah.
just jot down some things that,
Well, this is our total zone, right?
yeah.
Where do we start?
It's in Article 21.
21?
Is code online? Yeah, you can get them online too.
You got them tagged back here, but that's for something else.
No,
Where's Article 21?
Oh, I thought we did adjourn. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Do we? I'm sorry. Oh,
I
Lord.
move that we adjourn the meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.